Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. And got some exciting news from Konami. Now, for those of you who don't know, Konami has been releasing some of these anniversary collections. They had one for the arcade, they had one for Castlevania, and then this is the last one. This is the Contra collection. Now, this is the one that I'm most been excited about. When I was a kid, Contra was my favorite game on the NES. A lot of people would say Super Mario and Tetris and Zelda, and all those are awesome. But for me, Contra was just my favorite. The original game, the classic. I played that all the time. Did the Konami code, beat the game over and over and over again. For some reason, I just really enjoyed it. Maybe it's because the two guys in the front of the box looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. I don't know. I'm kind of simple, I guess. Anyway, so they just released the games. Now, we knew about the first four, and they released the other six today. Still, I don't think it has a release date yet. It just says early summer 2019, so maybe next month, maybe July, early summer. Hopefully that means next month. So pretty excited about that. So let's scroll down. Let's take a look at the games and see what they got. Okay, so the first game we got, Contra. Now, this is the arcade version of Contra. We'll click on this. And you can see it obviously doesn't look 8-bit because it's the arcade version. But you've got some of the main bullet points you can see, like in the second level, how much detail they've got here. This is set up for the arcade, so it's pretty interesting to play that. You got Super Contra, which was a sequel to Contra. This is the arcade version. And you can see, obviously, big graphical difference between these and the 8-bit games. All right, now this Contra. Now, for whatever reason, Contra was not released on the NES Classic. I bought one of those. I really like it. Love all the games that came on it. It just didn't have this. I don't know why. It had Super Contra, the sequel, but it didn't have this one. I don't know why. It was kind of an odd thing, so I'm sure it was some legal rights. But anyway, we're getting it. This is the classic version, the original, the one that started all in the NES. Okay, now this is kind of weird. You're going to get a Japanese version, or the Famicom version, of Contra. So it's going to have a few additional. I think this is. I don't believe this is something we had in our version here. This looks pretty similar. And then, of course, you're going to get to the subtitles are obviously going to be Japanese. I don't remember this cutscene here. Looks sort of like Metal Gear in a way, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, so we're going to get the Japanese or the Famicom version of that. Now we get into Super Contra, which this was released on the NES Classic. This is the NES version, so North American release. All right. Contra 3, this is the Super NES version. Didn't get a lot of chance to play this when I was a kid. I had a Genesis. I went from NES to Genesis because Sega did what Nintendo don't. Anyway, yeah. So this is obviously 16-bit era graphics. Got a major jump. For a lot of people, this is their favorite game. Looking back, this is some consider that to be the best of all the Contra games. So definitely a good addition. Now we have Probotector. Now this is the Super NES PAL version. I think the biggest difference in this is that instead of having two muscle-bound guys blowing up stuff, killing aliens, you have two robots. I don't know if these are guys in suits or if they're just straight-up robots. But that was the main thing. As far as I understand, all the other backgrounds and the enemies were the same, except the characters were just the characters you control were robots. Yeah. So anyway, so that's Super Probotector. Looks to be just another version of Contra 3. Now we get into, this is kind of cool. I didn't get to play this either because I wasn't a rich kid. I didn't own one of those newfangled Game Boys back in the day. But this is Operation C. This is for the Game Boy. This is a North American release as far as I can tell. And from what I remember, and just looking at these screenshots, the graphics are pretty good. Not quite 8-bit, obviously, but not bad. So this is definitely kind of a cool oddity, cool thing to kind of check out. Contra Hardcores. All right. This is the Genesis version, the North American version, and I did get to play this some. This was back when Super NES and Sega were going head-to-head at each other. In my opinion, Genesis was the better console. Definitely had the better sound. But anyway, definitely glad that this is included. And then this is Probotector. This is the Mega Drive, which was the European Sega Genesis. So this is another reskin of the characters that you're using. Instead of having, we'll go back and take a look at, instead of these characters you select here, some of your standard stuff. I think you had, so you were able to select a small robot. I think one of them was like a dog or something. It wasn't a Wookiee, but something similar. Anyway, but instead of that, the main characters are just robots. So anyway, there are your games. The only games that I kind of sad to not see on this collection are the two that came out for the PS2. You had Shadow Soldier and you had Neo Contra. Those are really cool games. I think from what I remember in the Castlevania collection, they only had 16-bit. I think it was the highest they went as far as the generation. So I think they're trying to keep this pretty retro. But kind of a shame you didn't get one of those instead of maybe just PAL versions. But I think this is going to be a digital-only release worldwide. So you're trying to satisfy all the Contra fans from all over the world, so it doesn't bother me. It's very cool. But anyway, great to have this this one collection, be able to play all your Contra favorites. This is going to be released for PS4, Xbox One, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. This is digital only, so go to your stores, check it out. I can't wait to play this. This is going to be really fun, especially the original Contra for the NES. Definitely my favorite. So anyway, what do you guys think? Are there some games that were left out that you're kind of disappointed didn't make the list? Are you excited about this? What do you think? Hit like, subscribe if you don't mind. Post in the comment section, tell me what you think. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll see you next time.